Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Fans said same thing about Caitlin Clark after Indiana Fever loss on Saturday. Fans said same thing about Caitlin Clark after Indiana Fever loss on Saturday originally appeared on The Spun. Despite going up against one of the WNBA's worst teams, the Indiana Fever couldn't get the job done as they lost to the Los Angeles Sparks today. With superstar Caitlin Clark missing her fourth straight game due to an injury, the combination of Ari McDonald and Sophie Cunningham were once again called upon to fill the void. But today they simply couldn't as they combined for just 8 points and a brutal 0-8 on 3-point attempts. The starting trio of Natasha Howard, Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston did the majority of the heavy lifting, with all three accounting for at least 19 points. Boston enjoyed a double-double with 23 points and 12 rebounds. It just wasn't enough though, and the end result was an 89-87 loss to the Sparks. Prior to the game, many on social media had noted that the Fever had been playing really well in the absence of Caitlin Clark and didn't even need her to win games. In fairness, they had won back-to-back games, including a rare win over the Aces. By far the biggest voice to make that assertion was women's basketball legend Carolyn Peck, who asserted on SportsCenter that the Fever would be more dangerous without Clark. "I think that Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play, because she's a ball-dominant guard," Peck said in a video that quickly went viral. "The ball's in her hands a lot, so you know what you need to try to take away. But when you look at Indiana now, they've got so many weapons." But after that loss, fans took to social media to mock those who dared argue that the Fever could win without Clark. "It turns out the Fever are not more dangerous without Caitlin Clark," radio personality Robin Lundberg wrote. "Shout out to all the dummies who said the Fever were better without Caitlin. Like huge shout out to you," wrote another. "RIP to the Fever are better without Caitlin Clark, July 2025 to July 2025, a third wrote. "If you can't see how incredibly limited the Indiana Fever are on offense without Caitlin Clark, you're either not watching or don't know what you're watching." Suffice it to say, Clark's detractors took an L today. Fans said same thing about Caitlin Clark after Indiana Fever loss on Saturday first appeared on The Spun on July 6, 2025. This story was originally reported by The Spun on July 6, 2025, where it first appeared. The quiet before the storm. Saturday evening at Gainbridge Fieldhouse had an uncanny stillness. The crowds, usually electric with Clark chants, sat in silence. The scoreboard glowed 89-87 in favor of the Sparks. The final buzzer rang, and once more, Indiana fell short. Without Caitlin Clark, out again with her lingering groin injury, the Fever stumbled in the final minutes. The rhythm that usually bubbled beneath their game was gone. Their play felt panicked, erratic, like a ship without its captain. 2. Echoes from the bench. Clark watched from the sidelines, a blank expression masking the roar inside. She looked on, knowing she was needed, yet unable to help. The bench buzzed with disappointment, a collective exhale as another fourth-quarter lead slipped away. On social media, the shock was instantaneous. Fever fans flooded X/Twitter and Threads, a chorus of blunt honesty. "Indiana's season is toast without CC. Pray for her return." Sportskeeda.com. One fan, voice thick with disbelief, typed, "Just not fun to watch anymore. Losing to the bottom teams is not a good look." Sportskeeda.com. They said the same thing, again. 3. Patterns and pain. This wasn't an isolated incident. That same phrase, distress without Clark, had echoed through several games. A narrow 83-77 loss to the Mystics. The offense shot under 40%, and life without Caitlin Clark isn't easy. Fans worried she'd be rushed back. A tight defeat to the Liberty. Clark lamented, "Feels like every game, we've really only put 2 quarters together." An 8-9-8-1 loss to the Aces. Critics noted her turnover issues and inconsistent shooting. Through it all, the conclusion remained the same. Indiana looks lost without her. 4. The heart of the matter. Why does Clark matter so much? It's not just her scoring or her assists, though she delivers both in spades. It's her spark. The electric charge she brings ignites everything around her. Teammates move differently, fans lean forward, and the game seems suddenly alive. And when she's out, that energy vanishes. The loss to the Sparks crystallized that. With the game tied late, Indiana couldn't produce a clutch point. The bench manager was shouting, players were scrambling, but the calm guidance of number 22 wasn't there. Fans felt it deeply. The fan chorus, in their own words. Here's how different voices distilled the feeling into a shared message. We winning the ones we shouldn't and losing the ones we should win. EssentiallySports.com. Athlonsports.com. Not fun to watch. Losing to the bottom teams is not a good look. Sportskeeda.com. The offense shot an underwhelming 39.7%. Life without Caitlin Clark isn't easy. The sameness of these phrases, irritation, disappointment, alarm, felt like a communal outcry. Each post echoed the last, amplifying the worry. The fandom had found a phrase for what they were feeling. They needed Clark. 6. Beyond words, the numbers speak. It's not just emotional. Results are showing the same pattern. Indiana is 5-4 without Clark, 4-4 when she plays. A marginal edge without her, but it's fraught with late-game collapses. In close losses, by 5 points or fewer, Clark's signature game intelligence would make a difference. Her absence leaves them with no X-factor. When games are tight, possession after possession, a calm, decisive leader matters. Clark is that leader. Without her, that edge disappears. 7. The unspoken fear. Between the lines, fans' comments revealed a darker worry. Rush Clark back too soon. Damage control, they hope. But not at the cost of injury. Others expressed fear. The Indiana Fever better not rush Caitlin Clark back from injury. Very poor decision. It's a tightrope, fandoms love clashing with pragmatism. They fear losing their heart but not risking her career. 8. A teammate's echo. Coach Stephanie White, in an earlier press conference, emphasized the need for 4 quarters of really good basketball. The subtext. Without Clark, they don't have consistency. The coach senses the same thing fans feel. And when she's back, White knows the team's identity shifts. The challenge, weave her back into not just the starting 5, but the flow of the game. 9. The fans' hope, the fans' demand. Even amid frustration, love blooms. They don't just want Clark back, they want her back healthy, confident, and in control. Yes, the sarcasm peppered some comments, not just critique but intensity. But the fervor stems from faith. What happens when she's back at full strength? One article asked, highlighting clamoring anticipation. Fans want momentum, playoffs, identity. They believe Clark is the key. The Saturday loss was less a blowout and more a reminder of that.